If you're still trying too hard to play well in games, you already lost. Talent is not your problem, your mind is the problem. Because you are overthinking every touch, you're playing to not mess up, or being scared of being subbed all the time. You are locking yourself out of the mental state that makes your game flow effortlessly, the flow state. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how top level players train their mindset to hit flow state consistently so you can stop hesitating, stop second guessing, and start taking control of your performances on the pitch. The main topic that you must have in your mind very clear is you must play the game by the right rules. If you're not understanding what takes you to your highest level of performances, your top performances are just a random consequence of what the external thing brings you. So let's say you are the kind of player who likes a lot of pressure to perform well. So when the game is important, when the coach is counting on you, or when the opponents are trash talking you, then your performance is bad. Or let's say you are the player who likes to be the best. So you are only performing well when you are playing against easy teams, when no one is expecting things from you, when no one is expecting anything from you, or when you score an early goal in a game and that gives you the freedom to perform. Those things are all external, and the more that you allow those things to control how well you play, the less in control you are of yourself. And entering the zone of flow requires you to understand how you perform at your best. You probably have seen the flow triggers, and all of them are extremely important. But the main thing is, how do you perform to your best? How do you like to play the game? If you never understand that, you are never in control of yourself. This video, we want to break that down. You want to compare how do you perform to the best of your ability. If you don't know me, my name is Gabriel Dian. I'm a mental performance coach working with elite athletes. I'm also the creator of the Athlete Mentality Academy, an online platform that gives all the step-by-step process for athletes to tap into their highest potential mentally. So think about this. This is the first step that I walk my clients through whenever I'm working one-to-one with an academy player or a high-level player playing the Premier League. You must understand your way of thinking. If you break down your thoughts, the emotions that you have, and your coping mechanisms of when you are performing well versus when you are not performing well. So let's say that you're a kind of player that likes to be calmer, to just do what you can control. You are the kind of guy who's very chill, relaxed. And then, before games, you start to hype yourself up. I must play this game, I'm gonna use this as a motivation, there are gonna be important people watching, so really wanna deliver, I cannot make mistakes, I'll do everything perfectly. You are essentially taking yourself out of the mental state that most often promote the best results for you. If you never understand that, you're gonna keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over and over again, because you are not in control of yourself, you are not in control of putting yourself to your optimal mental state every time that you compete. And unless you break that pattern, you will start creating mechanisms and developing coping mechanisms that allow you to tap into that zone. You are not going to be a consistent player. So number one is take a time and write it down. How do you perform to the best of your ability? How are you thinking? How are you approaching the game? Are you taking it seriously? Are you just focused on what you can control? Are you comparing to others? Are you quiet? Are you communicating? Are you listening to music? Are you overthinking? Are you watching games? Are you just chilling? What are you doing? What helps you perform to the best of your ability? And the more that you connect with these positive emotions, the more effortlessly you are going to play. So think about it. For every stimulus that we have, for everything that we're exposed in life, that creates an emotional response. And being in the flow state is pretty much a very obvious set of emotions that you experience. So when you are in the zone of flow, you are focused, you feel in control of what you can do, you are confident, you have energy, you have vigor, you have motivation. So think that before the game, what are the stimulus that you're giving yourself and how the outcome of those stimulus are either taking you to that level or taking you out of that mental space. So let's say scrolling through Instagram. Does that take you to that level of confidence, of drive, of being in control, of focusing what you can do? Or does that take you to comparison, to overthinking, to anxiety, to numbing your emotions? The more you understand this, the more in control you are. So that's step one. how do you perform to the best of your ability? What are the stimulus? What are the activities? What are the routines that help you get into that mindset? Step number 2 is, how can we make that as simple as possible? So the mistake that I see a lot of players making is they want to meditate, visualize, watch highlights, they want to talk to other players, listen to music, stretch, eat a specific diet. They want to do 100 things before the game. And what these players have in common is that they're trying to be perfectionists. And when you are trying to be a perfectionist, that does not take you to the flow state. In the flow state, you are flexible, you are adapting, you are welcoming the experience. When you are a perfectionist, you are trying to control everything. You are trying to avoid the negative things that could happen. So step 2, make that very obvious, short, and simple. And step number 3 is enjoy. The most important thing for you when you play is to enjoy. When you are enjoying, as a consequence, you're going to be more focused, you're going to be more motivated, you're going to be less stressed, you're going to reduce the tension. So enjoying the game is a critical factor to take you to that flow state. And of course, it's not as easy to enjoy the game when you're overthinking, when you are stressed, and as a consequence, that creates that cycle. So that is the importance of going back to step number 1. And then we can expand that to a bigger scenario. So let's say that in step 1, we're comparing to how do you perform to the best of your ability when focused on the game. So let's say 1 or 2 hours before the game, what were you doing? And then we'll further build step number 4, that will be in life. How does that create the emotions that take you to flow state? And how does that take you to in a state out of the flow zone? So think about it. You only have one brain. If from Monday to Thursday you are comparing to others, you are insecure, you are wondering if you're gonna play the game, you are too afraid of missing chances, you are worried that you have to prove your coach, and then on Friday you want to do all the opposite. You want to build confidence for the game. That doesn't work. You have only one brain. All the stimulus that you're giving your brain throughout the entire week, they're gonna play the game with you. So step number 4 is focus on your own development. Focus on being the best version of yourself every single day. As I said, you only have one brain. Think of your brain as what literally controls you. So if you're feeding positive things to it, it will give you positive things when you perform. If you're feeding your brain with doubts, with insecurity, with comparison in the game, this is what's gonna show up. Be mindful of what you are consuming, what you are feeding your brain, and be mindful of your preparation. If you're only repeating the same patterns and as hard as you can, you're gonna get more and more of those results. So the effort that you put in, not always is the solution. Most often, it's not a solution. The solution for you is understand yourself, understand how you perform to the best of your ability, understand the things that take you out of your optimal mental state. The more you understand that, the better you understand these patterns, the more in control you are, then the better things you're going to achieve. This is a big principle that you must have in mind. And to summarize the video, have in mind, step 1, analyzing how you perform to the best of your ability. Step 2, what are the things that make you get to that zone? Step 3, make these steps as obvious, simple, and quick. And step 4, in your life, what are the stimulus that help you enter the flow zone? The more consistently you can apply those things to your life, the more in control you become, the less the external things are gonna matter. So the less you're gonna compare to others, the less you're gonna worry about your coach, the less you stress about making a mistake. What truly matters is playing your own game. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really want to take your confidence to the highest level, there's a link in the description of the video taking you to my free confidence masterclass, walking you through step by step how I work with elite players playing the Premier League and many European leagues. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.